Hi, my name's Tim Johnson. For most of my life, I let my brain run it to make all the decisions, to act on impulse. And that led me down some very dark paths, as those of you who follow my channel probably know, and throughout my addictions and some very poor decisions I made throughout my life. And about sort of 6 to 8 months into recovery, I decided something, and it's still a work in progress now, and I'm first to admit it. But I decided I was no longer going to negotiate with my brain, because the thing is, as probably you all know, the brain is designed to keep us comfortable. There's no doubt about that. It's designed to make the easy decisions in life, to avoid us feeling pain, emotions that we're scared of, to face fears that we should face, and the brain will always make those decisions for us and try and keep us as safe and as comfortable as possible. And that includes all sorts of things, within your addictions, within your diet, within exercise. The brain will shy away from those things that cause us discomfort, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, any sort of discomfort. And it's really hard, particularly if you're in, say, withdrawal from alcohol or opiates, or whatever drug, or whatever you're in withdrawal from, whatever your addiction of choice is. During that withdrawal, it is desperately hard sometimes to get on top of your brain, because your brain will be telling you, particularly in opiate withdrawal, I found, that, you've only got to take a pill, and this horrible pain and depression and anxiety and sweats and insomnia and twitching legs and diarrhea and Christ knows what else that's affecting you at the moment. Just one pill or just one smoke of heroin or whatever it is, and you'll be feeling normal again. Your brain will chip away and chip away and chip away. And it's so difficult to get through that part when you realize that, it's within reach for you to get your drug of choice. If it's alcohol, to go down to the shop and get a drink, and all those symptoms will disappear. It's extremely difficult to get on top of that. And in early recovery, triggers, particularly this time of year, Christmas is coming up and it's the Christmas parties, and people are going out and celebrating as the norm, even in your family Christmas dinner. If you're lucky enough to have a family Christmas dinner and all your family around you, people are going to be drinking, those that do, and using it as a part of a celebration, and come on, let's get going, and Christmas cheer, they call it, Christmas misery for people like us, I'm afraid. And the last couple of Christmases that I've been sober, it's been amazing, because I realised that, that there isn't any need for that, and I've actually enjoyed them more being present, because I realise I can't just have a Christmas drink. It would be carnage if I did, just the same as my drug use. So back to what I was talking about. Yeah, in early recovery, all these triggers, they're there, and it is very easy for your brain to talk to you. Just as it is if you're trying to lose weight and you're on a diet. Your brain will say things to you like, just one cake won't do any harm. Oh, have a bar of chocolate. You've been without chocolate for a week. Your brain's talking to you. You've been without chocolate for a week. You deserve a treat. Come on, have a chocolate, whatever. And you go backwards and forwards. Should I? Will I feel guilty? Or will I put weight on? It's only one bar of chocolate. I won't put weight on. What will I feel like the next day? Will I be disgusted with myself? And before long, you're having this internal dialogue with your brain, negotiating with it. I'll just have one, and that's it. You might as well translate that to drug and alcohol use, really, because unless you master, and stop negotiating with your brain, then the chances are that you will take that one drug again or that one drink again, and the whole horrible process will start over again. And believe you me, particularly if you've been in recovery for a while, If you go back into active addiction, it's always 10 times worse than it was when you stopped. And the chances are, you know, you could overdose and die. You know, there's no debate about that. But it's in day-to-day life as well. So about a year and a half ago, I stopped negotiating with my brain. I decided that, you know, the Aborigines always say, you know, you've got three brains. You've got the one in your head, which is full of snakes and tells you lies, which is very true. Then you've got the one in your gut and the one in your heart. Now, I tend to use these days the one in my gut and the one in my heart more than the one that's in my head, because it'll convince you of all sorts of things, you know, that are total bullshit. And before long, it'll take you down the wrong path because it doesn't want you to feel. See, every morning, I'll give you an example. Every morning, I do, as you'll see, a couple of my videos are on here about the Wim Hof Method. Now, the Wim Hof Method, for those that don't know, it's amazing for your mental discipline. It's amazing for health in every way, your immune system, your energy, it lifts depression, it helps anxiety, hundreds of things. I'm not going to go into that deeply. But part of that Wim Hof is a 20-minute breathing exercise when you first open your eyes in the morning. And that's hard work. And the second part is straight out into a cold shower. Now, every fibre of my being doesn't want to go into that shower. My brain is telling me, nah, you can miss it for this morning. You've done it 5 mornings this week. You can miss it this morning. But I will not negotiate with my brain. I just say, fuck off, and shut it up. And I go with my gut and my heart. My gut is telling me that I need to do this because it's good for me, because I feel great for the rest of the day. I feel amazing energy. My mood is high. And I know it's doing me physical and mental good, you know, and it's the same with diet. You know, I know nothing more I want than to go. There's a cracking bakery in the village here. Nothing more I want than to go into that bakery when I pass it and I smell the delicious croissants cooking and the cakes baking and Christ knows what else in there that I would love to gorge myself with on a daily basis. You know, as I'm passing it, my brain is telling me, go on, you're right. Just take one home with you today because you're going on a 10-mile walk here. You know, it's not a calorie issue. Go and have it. But I know what would happen if you know, the next day it would convince me again, and so on and so on and so on. So I don't negotiate with it. It's just, I know my gut is telling me and my heart is telling me not to do that. So I listen to them first. And I know that, you know, it's the same with exercise. You know, or whatever I eat, you know, that's good for me, that might not be particularly pleasant and the greatest, you know, sensation in the world, but I know it's doing my body good. My porridge in the morning, my squeezed lemon, you know, when I first wake up, all these things have become a part of me and non-negotiable. I won't negotiate with my brain. It's just if it ever triggers. I'm fortunate now because 2.5 years on into recovery, I really don't get the cravings anymore for drugs and alcohol. You know, it sometimes goes through my head, but it's just dismissed in an instant as being, you know, because my gut and heart will tell me where that will lead me and what I've got now and that I don't want to lose. There's no doubt about that. So please today, start thinking about how you're going to do it. It's not easy. It's a work in progress. You have to practice it every day. Remember that your brain is your ego. It's not really true. It's there to design to keep you comfortable, which is all great because, you know, that's brilliant. It's there to do that. But to heal, sometimes you have to get into discomfort. To change is discomfort, you know, and to change and build strength on a daily basis, you feel pain and discomfort, emotional, physical, and spiritual. So stop negotiating with your brain. You're in charge. Listen to your gut and listen to your heart, and you'll find that, you know, your life will change dramatically. You know, there's no doubt about that. And finally, I just want to leave you with something that a Rumi saying. And I talk about pain and discomfort a lot on here and learning from it and letting it be your teacher and not shying away from it, because without pain there's no growth, in my opinion, and we learn from it and use it as a teacher, as I say. And Rumi says, and think about this, when you don't negotiate with your brain and you feel a bit of pain and discomfort, you know, and about wounds that are deep and from your past, from your childhood, whatever. Always remember that the wound on you is somewhere that the light enters. And when the light enters and you start to find the light, it banishes the darkness, and you will find learning and you'll find happiness, inner happiness that you couldn't have dreamed of. So yes, it's not easy. Yes, it's hard. Stop negotiating with your brain. Embrace pain. Yes, it's not particularly pleasant. No, it isn't. But embrace it as a teacher and learn from it. I learned from every bit of mine over this time, and I wish I'd discovered that a lot sooner in my life. But again, regret is not an issue with me anymore. I don't regret, because I'm loving my life so much now, and you can have that too without any doubt at all. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the videos, share them if you think they'll help anyone else. Just helps more people see them. And Carpe Diem. Stop negotiating with your brain. Seize the day. Much love to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.